Joined here with Austin Whatley from the walkthrough. We've talked to him so much this year, so it's fitting we have to talk to him one more time before the Giants play their biggest game in school history. Jena versus Sterlington Friday for the championship. Will you be on the call for the radio? Will people be able to
Yes,
hear your
yes, we'll
voice?
be broadcasting. We're gonna go on 30 minutes before game time, do a pregame show, and then yeah, we'll be on the air on 102.7 KJ and A.
So, we've talked about this matchup all week. What is the number one thing that you're looking out for when the Panthers and Giants take the field Friday?
I think the biggest thing for Gina to have success is can you slow down Sterlington's offense? I think we'll be able to move the ball on them, but that's the biggest thing I'm looking to see. They're so good on offense. It's two similar styles, run the football, and both teams are very good at it. But it'll be interesting to see which team can get stops.
And you often hear the phrase like styles make fights, but the problem here is like these two teams have the same mindset. They love to win in the trenches. Defense has been much better for Gina over the past 5 or 6 weeks. How do you think about that side of the ball is going to hold up? Where through three playoff games, I think it's 40 points allowed. I know the turnovers haven't been there as much, but have you seen maybe the best that we've seen from the Gina defense all year?
Yeah, definitely. It's been, at the beginning of the playoffs, kind of a bend, don't break style, but they played their best game against Union Parish, and the young guys are starting to grow up a little bit, and I think the defense is playing the best they have all year. The key is going to be can we get a turnover somewhere, getting those three and outs or forcing the punt. And I do think we have the chance to do that, but we got to make the plays when they're there for us to make them.
And when these two played last year in the semis, there was a 48-14 win for Sterlington. Jay mentioned earlier this week that he thinks this year's team is better. He thinks last year the lights may have been it's the moment was a little too big at the time. What do you think the biggest difference for you is between last year's Gina and this year's Gina as they get ready to play the same team again?
Yeah, last year was we all were kind of surprised we made it to the semifinals because that was kind of a rebuilding year. Had a lot of young guys on offense. I know we had a lot of seniors on defense, but still it was seniors that were starting for the first time. So yeah, it felt like everybody was just surprised we even got to that point. And I think that's kind of how the team went into that game. Where this year, in a way, I'm kind of it's good we're playing Sterlington because we played them last year, and the way these guys have been locked in, they're not afraid of anybody, so they know they can be on the same field with them. But yeah, I think there's more locked in this year because they expected to be here, where last year was more of a surprise.
And I was going to ask you on that. What you've been around the team all week. What is their mentality? What have you seen from them of how they're treating this week in their prep, heading into the biggest games that any of them have ever played in before?
Yeah, they don't want to be happy with just going to New Orleans. They want to win it all and come back with a trophy, and that's what the mentality is don't be satisfied with just being there. Go down there and do the job and finish the job, and that's been the mentality all week. It's been the mentality all year.
And we were saying before we recorded how every time I open up Facebook, I see Jay taking a picture with somebody holding a check. The community support for Gina has been unbelievable over the last 4 or 5 days as they're getting ready to make this trip to New Orleans. As you, as someone who graduated from the school and has lived there a very long time, what is it like for been you to see that for your hometown?
I've talked to people when Winfield made it. I think 2011. Those guys have always told us if you ever make it, it'll be something you'll never forget. And they tell you, and you try to prepare yourself, because we've been to the semifinals 3 years. But after Friday night, it's something I can't describe. I can't explain. It's just it seems like we've been just on cloud nine. The support from the community, the way everybody has just come together to help and support the program to get down there. But then just every year, I feel like the last 2 years I've been disappointed because you guys are all still covering the state championships, and I've always been like, man, we were 1 week away. If I could just get to that week, and it's been everything that I could have hoped and dreamed. It's been awesome since Friday night. All the coverage, the support from everybody, from y'all, and it's just been just something I never would have imagined happening in Gina.
And if you go back to 1960, there have only been five Sandloff schools who've won a state championship, and the Manny Tigers are the only one in the last, I think, 40 years since Winfield did in '82, who have won a championship down at the Dome. Take to Friday, what would it mean? What's it going to take for Gina to pull off one of the biggest wins in this area's history?
Oh, it would be one of the biggest things in school history in the area too. Like you're saying, And really, I mean that you go down there and do that, then you go down the record books. That people, I mean, people will always remember, Jay and staff for getting to this point. But you go pull it off, and I think people are not expecting us to go down there and make it a game. From things I've read online, it's they're thinking Sterlington's going to win by 3 touchdowns, and I think if we go down there and win this game, then that'll put you in the stratosphere of all time coaches because of the upset that it would be. Nobody's expecting it to happen, and it would just shock, I think, the whole state if we pulled it off.
Jay Roark going to make his Louisiana Sports High School Hall of Fame case with a potential win on Friday. Good luck for you and your call in New Orleans. We're excited to see you down there and potentially see Jena win a first ever state championship.
Looking forward to it. Appreciate it.